All I want for Christmas is a computer virus. Well, that's hardly two front teeth.
In this week's Compute This, vulnerabilities Windows XP users should be aware of.
Yeah, back today, the owner of Thor, Schrock. Congratulations, Thor.
Nice to see you.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, how about
Notice
you?
my jacket is not quite buttoned today.
I have the same problem.
That's why I keep mine unbuttoned.
We're just nice and relaxed today.
So
No
what's the deal
judgment.
with this new security problem for
Okay,
XP?
well, Windows XP, there are some people still using it. It's still about 40% of the computing population is using XP, believe it or not, worldwide. A little lower than that in America because, people buy new computers here a little more often, and there's less piracy in America than there is in other countries. But Windows XP is the most attacked operating system on the planet, and there's a new vulnerability that Microsoft just got wind of this last weekend, and they are now investigating it. Where a security company reported that there are attacks in the wild going on right now where people running Windows XP who have an outdated copy of Adobe Acrobat Reader are receiving PDF files that they open that then attack the computer, open up a backdoor, and other viruses can come in. So basically, it's a combination attack. It's not just Windows XP's vulnerability, but it's a vulnerability available in XP under certain conditions. In other words, if you have an old version of Adobe Reader.
Any way of knowing how many people might have that combination?
Believe it or not, there's probably more people running outdated versions of Adobe Reader than there are people who have XP. I mean, it's, people, especially this time of year, you might imagine people have better things to do with their time than to sit down and double check that all their third-party software is up to date.
So I imagine the first thing you're asking XP users to do is do some updates here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important. First of all, if you're still running Windows XP, you need to make sure you have all your Microsoft updates. Now, Microsoft releases Windows updates the second Tuesday of every month, which means this is, when they say in the wild, what that means in English is, it's like a safari. No. What they mean in English is these are attacks that are happening to real people right now on the internet. So this isn't a theoretical thing. This isn't somebody that said, hey, we found out if this happens and that happens, you could do that. This means somebody already figured out and they're already exploiting it. It's happening right now. So to protect yourself, if you're running Windows XP, now this doesn't apply to, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, although it's always a good idea to keep all your third-party software up to date no matter what operating system you run. But if you have XP, you need to go to Adobe's website and download the most recent version of the Adobe Reader and install it. Or if you wanted to, you could go to, there's a website called secureupdater.com that you can install the free trial of Secure Updater. And it not only updates your Adobe Reader, but it updates all the other programs, third-party programs on your computer,
so
about 32 of them.
All those little holes where the viruses would get in, Secure Updater would close those off.
It closes a lot of them. You see a lot of these companies like Adobe and other ones like Adobe Flash Reader, Shockwave, Java, they don't release updates because it's fun. They release updates because
there's a problem.
There's a problem, and you need to install the updates. The trouble is, by the time you see the little pop-up that comes up on your screen, the update might have been available for a couple of weeks, and on top of that, a lot of people don't install when they see the pop-up because they think it's a trick.
How long is XP going to be supported? I mean, there's a shelf life on these operating
Yeah,
systems.
XP is going into hospice in April. It's literally going.
Boy, that's a pretty definitive way to put it.
Well, I mean, honestly, they're going to stop these Windows updates that come out the second Tuesday. Microsoft's not going to patch this problem in December. They haven't had enough time. So it's going to be patched in January, which means this virus is going to run rampant for a couple months. But in April, Microsoft is going to stop releasing any security updates for Windows XP.
So essentially, you got to get rid of XP.
Retire.
Yeah, and you can't even take it on the internet anymore.
So the holiday special, we've talked about it a few times. Is this a point where you're seeing XP users just transition, get a new system, move on?
If you have it within your financial capability to do this, right now is an excellent time to move away from XP. The holiday deals are amazing. The holiday special is an amazing computer. We're down under 100 of them now. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
So
we're only halfway through the sale, and we started with 300. So we're under 100 now. So if you want to take a look at the holiday special, we have the desktop and the holiday special laptops. I mean, it's a great opportunity there, but by April, you're going to have to do something. So if it's not within your budget right now to do something about it, you need to keep that little note in the back of your head that, when your tax refund comes in, you may want to think about a new computer if you're running XP.
Can we
because
revisit
otherwise
that special? Talk about the special that you
and
guys
the value and why you do it at the value you do.
Yeah, well, in the long and the short of it is when people buy a new computer, they buy a computer that meets their needs today. So people running XP are going to say, I've had this computer for 10 years. They're going to expect their new computer to last 10 years. new computers that are built today, as Dad has always said, son, they don't build them like they used to. The computers that you buy today, you're going to throw away and replace in a couple years. When you look at the holiday special, it's a computer that actually will last 10 years because it's so ridiculously over-spec'd. So people always say, I don't need that much power. And they're right. You don't need that much power today. But 5 years from now, who knows what's going to happen with technology? And history shows you will need it 5 years from now.
And you offer it basically at cost just to introduce people to Schrock Innovation.
That's right. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate Black Friday that runs for 2 months. But
it's sort of like hoping they come back to you down the road for service needs.
well, they will. I mean,
Yeah.
especially when we know they're going to keep the computer for 10 years, and you can even put an extended warranty on it that protects it for 4 years at a time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I
That's
mean,
unheard of.
you're covered no matter what happens.
So you've been showing
SchrockInnovations.com, the website.
Contact information for the service centers, the 2 in Omaha, the 1 in Lincoln as well.
And on Facebook, Thor, thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Always great to
Good
see
see
you.
Yeah, thanks, Thor.
Thanks.
All right.